So here we are, 2 weeks before the Overland. 2 weeks. The countdown is on. What we always do as a tradition is Ansel and I ride the course 2 weeks before the Overland on this weekend. So that's what we're doing today. Got the slate ready to go. Been modified a little bit with some lower gearing, better tires, carbon wheels, lightens it up a little bit. On the back of the Bumble, which is my 94 Range Rover Classic, which is our lead race vehicle. So we're getting it down. We're going to do the whole course. We're actually going to do a little video work on the three famous Pave sectors. We've got 7 altogether, but we're going to do the Koppenberg, the Ehrenberg Forest, and last but not least, the Ode Claremont. The hardest one with 10 miles to go. I think Ansel was the only one in the lead group last year to actually ride it. Of course, Brendan Rim came running by him, but the two of them, that's where the breakaway, the lead break was formed, and they stayed away to the finish. We'll let you know how it goes. Here we are leading into the Koppenberg. Ansel, what are we doing?
Yeah, so Koppenberg, Pave Section 1, I don't know, what is it, like 10 miles in?
Yep.
10 miles in, and it's extra brutal because you didn't see it, but we just finished like a super steep, steppy climb for the last like 5-6 minutes leading into it. So at least at the front of the race, we go so hard up this. We come into the Koppenberg, which is right up there, and your heart rate's already like 180. And then you got to do the Koppenberg, which is just this ridiculously hard 3-minute climb. Full tits.
All right, Ansel, show them how to enter.
All right.
And there we are, Pave Sector 1, the Koppenberg. And Ansel is already going about 20 miles an hour up it.
Hey guys, I'm standing at the start of the Koppenberg, Pave Sector 1. I just want to give you a couple tips for whoever is either trying to be at the front of the race, or even if you're a little bit further back, these will still help. When you enter, leave space from the guy in front of you. There's a good chance somebody will have to put a foot down, and if you do and you have space, you'll be able to get around them. Like, there's multiple lines to pick. The only bad line is the one that you dab on. So, and then at the front of the race, for the guys really trying to make that front group, if you dig as hard as you can up this hill, like, don't think you're just going to settle in right at threshold. You have to go full VO2, get to the front, make it over the top. If you do make it over the top with the front group, just know it's easy for the next 40 minutes, all the way down to the White River in South Royalton. So some race tips right there. Good line, a little line tip. As you enter, ride the left, and then it's relatively dry all the way up.
Ansel, why don't you hop on and just show him that line.
All right.
He makes it look so easy, I know, but it really is helpful. It's an off camber. It's almost like 20 degrees off camber. You don't want to be in the ditch. It's soft down in there. You can be on the right if you get shoved over, but it's way easier to be on the left. And this is where it all happens. This is hot and heavy. There are riders everywhere. Best to be, if you really are racing it, best to be more to the front and just go hard here if you really want to make it, because it does settle in. Like all my rides, it's super hard in the beginning and then it settles in. The reason why I do that is I want to break you all apart for safety.
So what did you just do?
We are actually in the middle of the Ehrenberg Forest climb. Really, the climb is before the Ehrenberg Forest section, but there are some little power climbs in it that are very technical, and we just filmed one of them riding through it. But basically, guys, the thing about the Ehrenberg Forest is you've got to save it and have it when this starts, because the Ehrenberg Forest is the beginning of really the second half of the race, where it gets to be very difficult. Here you're going to do this, but then you have a nice little pavement section on North Road. You're going to descend down to the untapped Worthy Burger Sag Stop in Barnum Village, which is amazing. But right after that, folks, it gets very, very hard all the time. It's climbing, descending the whole time. You never really get a chance to recover. So the name of the game of this thing is, unless you're in the front group and you're killing it to be in the top group, the name of the game is ride within yourself and enjoy the latter half of the ride, because you can just explode. But it's so much fun. Just treat every section like it's its own little adventure. Okay, here we are, 10 miles to go. We're on the Ode Claremont. This is the most difficult climb in the race. You have to have a picture-perfect line. You have to have a lot of matches left. This is probably a good 20% grade. Ansel is just working to keep the bike going. Super, super tough. Very few people even are able to ride this towards the end of the ride because everybody's so taxed at being 10 miles to go. Right after this is going to be the Rasputitsa feed, so make it over this and you got a great reward. And then after that, there is still some climbing to go, but it's nothing this severe. It's just an awesome part of the race. If you want to view anywhere, this is the place to view. Plenty of places along. You can drive up to the other side of it from the Bridgewater side and drive right in. So just look on the VermontOverland.com/Overland website and you'll see on the ride with GPS course map, and just look for Ode Claremont with 10 miles to go and you can come right here. But it is awesome. This is probably one of the hardest sections of Pave that's rideable in any Vermont race. Here he comes back down, showing off the skills. Pretty awesome. Here we are at the very end. This is the Milky Way ski slope at Suicide 6, and Ansel is coming into the finish stretch right here. Really cool finish, epic finish. Finish line will be right here behind the base lodge of Suicide 6. We'll have all this area to ourselves. We'll have the base lodge, which is where the lunch will be served. If it's raining, we can go inside, which will be awesome. We'll have some other vendors and stuff right out here. But so guys, the thing is about the ski slope thing, it is a ski slope. So the idea is take it easy at the end. Even Ansel and Brendan last year pretty much said whoever makes it to the top of Gully Road before the ski slope is going to take the win. And that's the way that went down. So you just don't want to race down that. The idea of that is to just have an epic finish, because you just kind of roll down it and you roll right across the line and you are done. Hand you a freezing cold bottle of water, everybody gets one, and a cold cloth, and that's it. But just don't kill yourself in the last mile of the race. It is really cool though, and it's very technical. There's a drop in up at the top. You really have to lean back in the saddle. I never stopped throwing it at you all the way to the finish line here at the Overland. So anyway, should be awesome. We'll see you on August 27th.